It says in Genesis 22, and it's one of the least understood stories in the Bible, where, some people say, oh, did God want Abraham to kill his son? No. And by the way, the whole story of Genesis 22 is really about Jesus. The whole story is about Jesus as the true sacrifice. But it says right there in Genesis 22 that God was testing Abraham. But the angel of the Lord, the messenger of the Lord, called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And how does Abraham respond? Here I am. Send me. Tell me, God, what to do. And you might say, yeah, I'm ready. Abraham, all of a sudden, they said, okay, you got to sacrifice your son. The son, by the way, that he never thought he would have. What was his son's name? Which means laughter. Why'd they name him Laughter? Because they laughed at the prospect that they would ever have a kid. This is a kid they could not believe actually existed. A kid, they said, oh, come on, I'm like 195 years old. Sarah's not going to have a kid. They have this son that's literally called Laughter, and God says, do you really follow me? Do you really follow me? And Abraham says, here I am. Now, Abraham passed that test, and that is the reason eventually that we know that Abraham means father of nations, that the covenant was started. The covenant leads all the way to Jesus Christ in an uninterrupted line that leads us here tonight.